I want to talk about a guy who I would never really make a comparison to, but he's hot on people's lips right now. That is a quarterback by the name of Joe Burrow. And many of you college football fans, you would know who he is because on January the 14th, he defeated Clemson, ended their 29-game winning streak to win the college football playoff undisputed national championship. He also won the Heisman, and he took his team to 15-0, probably arguably one of the best offensive years for a single individual ever in college football history. And today's title is, What Can Black Men Learn from Joe Burrow? And I want you guys to sit back and listen to this because there are a lot of similarities between your life and Joe Burrow. See, this year we're talking about Joe Burrow a lot. Last year, none of us knew who he was. Okay? Last year, he was an average quarterback. He played at LSU. He threw 16 touchdowns. If he comes out last year, he is a person that might go 6th round or 5th round. So no one would care about him. But see, this year, he's so great. But see, a year can change your life. But let's go back to 2015 in the building of who Joe Burrow is. Joe Burrow was a highly touted quarterback out of high school from Ohio, the state of Ohio. And so he went to Ohio State. JT Barrett was the quarterback. And you know what? He took a red shirt. Sat there the next year. He also lost that Dwayne Haskins. Haskins will be the starting quarterback who's playing for the Washington Redskins. He then, you know what? I've been here for 3 years. I've redshirted 1 year, 2 years I've been playing. I got a decision to make. I can stay here and sit the bench, or I can go somewhere else, or I can quit football. Those are the three choices. Joe Burrow said, you know what? I'm going to transfer to LSU. He did that. He did that with the right mentality. Things are not going well for me, but I know that I'm improving. I'm still showing up to practice. I'm not having a bad attitude because the coach won't play me. Urban Meyer won't play me. No, I'm going to keep up in what I'm doing. I know I'm growing as a quarterback, so I'm going to go to LSU. And he went to LSU with the right attitude. He gets over to LSU. He gets hooked up after the first year, senior year, with Joe Brady. Now, LSU did something a little different. Their head coaching staff said, you know what, we're going to go down to New Orleans, and we're going to find out how to move this football better. And we're going to hire one of the Saints offensive analysts and make him the offensive coordinator, who was Joe Brady, who then just got hired by the Panthers. And Joe Brady and Joe Burrow dialed up some of the most offensive, greatest plays to utilize all of their weapons to create what we saw at LSU. Undefeated season and Heisman Trophy and everything else. But how did Joe Burrow do that? Number one, he believed in himself. A lot of black men, when they come under circumstances like this, they know they can do something, they're not given the fair shot. A lot of brothers will just quit. A lot of brothers will quit. A lot of brothers that have talent, that have skill set in athletics or in personal life, when things get rough from them, they will quit, and then they become has-beens. And many brothers will get upset. They'll do an Antonio Brown. They'll complain instead of sticking to the script and working on the craft. That's what a lot of black men will do. Unfortunately, that's the issue. We got to talk about it. When things get tough on a lot of brothers, they quit. Look at Joe Burrow. He didn't quit. He says, you know what? Things are not going my way, but I'm going to continue to work hard every day, and I'm not going to have a bad attitude with Ohio State. I'm going to transfer. I'm going to thank them for the time they gave me. I'm going to thank them for the skill sets that I've learned. I'm going to take that. I'm going to go to another program that's going to appreciate me and let me play. And when he does that, he also picks the right situation. I want to talk to black men about this. This is very important. Brothers, do you pick the right situation that uses your skill set? All right. Joe Burrow is typically he can run, but he's really a pocket passing quarterback. Ohio State is really not a pocket passing attack, although Dwayne Haskins was more like that. But it might not have been the right situation. And sometimes you can pick the wrong situation and you can be the right person. The right person in the wrong situation is the wrong outcome. Steve Young was the right quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wrong situation, and it was the wrong outcome. And then he went to the 49ers and sat in the Bill Walsh's offensive scheme under Joe Montana, and then it was the right situation. A lot of times we need to see if the infrastructure is the right situation for black men. Okay? Everybody who's successful understands their needs and they understand what can make them successful. Do I have the support around me to make it the right situation? Black men typically do not understand this. I think white people and Asians understand it more. But if brothers can start to pick the right situations for them and the way that they learn and the way that they play and the way that they do everything, they will be great. Let me give you an example. Donovan McNabb. You guys know I'm a sports buff also. Donovan McNabb came out of Chicago in the early 90s. I want to say in around 94, okay? 93, 94. He had 2 scholarship offers on the table. All right? 2 scholarships offers. He had Tom Osborne from Nebraska when they ran the option. And then they had Syracuse. Now, Syracuse also ran the option in the Big East, but Syracuse had a balanced offense. Okay? They had a balanced offense that would allow him to throw the ball, and that was Paul Pasqualoni. I remember that team. Remember that when they beat the Virginia Tech later on at the last minute touchdown. So Paul Pasqualoni had the system set up that, hey, we run the option also, we run the ball, but we pass a lot. I'm going to allow you to throw the ball downfield to develop yourself into becoming a quarterback that can play in the NFL. All right? Now let's go to what's the guy's Tom Osborne. Tom Osborne makes a lot of great running backs, a lot of great, sometimes even a receiver, Irving Fryer there. But look at the quarterbacks that come out of Nebraska. Do they ever get to the NFL? I mean, look at Tommy Frazier. Tommy Frazier had an arm he could throw, but he was never put in situations where he could have a pro-style offense to read defenses. Scott Frost, Eric Crouch. All of these people that had the opportunity. Turner Gill, who to me I think is the best passer ever in Nebraska's history, could have played pro-style football easily. He doesn't have the system to take Donovan McNabb to the next level. Michael Vick turned down Nebraska for the same reason. He went to Virginia Tech with Beamer. Because they picked the right situation for their needs and where they wanted to go. I'm using football analogies because a lot of times a lot of brothers that come out of schools that are highly touted, they go to the wrong school. And you never hear from them. You think they're a bust. No, they picked the wrong situation. Joe Burrow picked the right situation. Michael Vick picked it. Donovan McNabb picked it. And that's how they got success. Black men got to pick the right situation. You overcome adversity and pick the right situation. And you pick a situation around people who want to see you be successful. Now, we can argue that Joe Burrow had this year. It was a great year. No doubt about it. We can say that Joe Brady helped him have this year. But let me tell you this. Ed Orgeron, the head coach of LSU, is not talked about in the equation. The vision to build the right situation. Let me tell you this. Ed Orgeron went down to the New Orleans Saints practice facilities. He was already winning. He was doing pretty good. He had won some ball games. He was finishing top 15 every year. But he said, you know what? I got to take my offense to the next level. I need to have a guy that can call the plays, that can take our offense to the next level. And they took Joe Brady. Okay? And Joe Brady, who has more of an offensive mind than the head coach, a young guy, this is a guy who's only 30 years old. But you know what? He knows how to play. He was an offensive assistant. He's the passing game coordinator and the offensive coordinator. And this really helped the next level. But the coach realized, I need to have my situation to really take our talent to the next level. And when you get people who want to see you become successful, you can go further. Joe Burrow did all that he could do to get himself into the right situation. But the situation also came with the collaboration on developing him, which was the head coach, and picking Joe Brady from the Saints to come to LSU to help develop Joe Burrow. What am I saying here? When you pick the right situation, people will want to see you win. Okay? Have the right attitude. Forget about your past. Pick the right situation, and people will help you develop as you want to help develop. And you get around those people that are talented, and you black men can go very far by overcoming the adversity, keeping a positive attitude, picking the right situation, and then develop. And then set your goals high. Build the talent around you. White folks understand about building talent around you, putting talent around you to achieve ultimate outcomes, to achieve championships. Black people, we don't really understand that yet as much as we should. But we have a lot of talent in the black male community. We need to bring the talent around us and develop us. So guys, that's all I wanted to say today. Make sure that you like the video, hit the video here, subscribe. Hope you guys understand this, get something out of this. And as you know, brothers, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. All my contact information is in the first comment pinned to the top. Look forward to hearing from you. Check out the Negro Metaphor store. Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. Love for you to pick one up. Thank you for all the brothers who've purchased one. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.